Hey viewers, Mike here. So this is part 4 of the old surface grinder refurb, and I want to show you what I have in mind for the next couple steps we do here. I want to make a carriage for the bottom of this, and so that it's mobile and I can move it around the shop a little bit. It'll make it easier to work on, and as well as later I can move it wherever I want until I decide what I want to do for layout in here. So come on over to the do-all saw and I'll show you the design I have in mind. So here I am at the do-all bandsaw, and I'll show you the carriage I have in mind that I made. And this is a copy of my friend Steve's son's, whose name is Javon, and he made one of these for his bandsaw, and I like the design so much that I just made a copy of it, and it's worked out real well for me. And basically it's pretty simple but effective. And if you notice these casters down on the bottom, these are combination wheels and leveling jacks built in. So I'll use these same kind of casters on the surface grinder. And today I want to address this Bijur one-shot lubrication system. I think I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there and see if I can start flushing through the lines. If you remember from my prior video, up inside here there's a manifold and it's been disconnected, so I'll connect all that up and see if I can get fluid to flow through there. And up here, this is the line that goes to the saddle nut, cross-feed nut, and it's broken off, and so I have to do something about getting that reconnected. But this screw is stripped out, and we will take that screw out. We'll do some grinding on it and we'll get it out of there one way or another. So that's what we have in mind for today, so let's get to it. So I'll start out by taking the fittings loose from the bottom of the unit, see if any oil runs out of there. So as I pump the Bijur unit, I'm looking for oil to come out here and here. And these are what I call meters. I'm not sure what size. They come in different sizes, aught and aught 1 and aught 2, depending on how much oil they allow to come through per second. And so I'll keep pumping this unit, see if I can get oil to come through, and if not, then we're somehow blowing it past the piston in the Bijur pump. So I'll keep doing that. I'm going to put you down for a sec. Okay, it looks like the pump is working. So we've established that the Bijur pump is working, and that the line from the pump up to this manifold is working. And what we have is a metering unit here that feeds the oil to the saddle cross-feed nut, and a metering unit here that feeds the right-hand ways, and a metering here, a unit here that feeds the left-hand ways. And I would suspect right now that that's the problem. This has got a restriction in here somewhere. The manifold is just drilled holes, so it's no doubt is not the manifold's problem. It's probably these metering units, and these don't necessarily last forever. These units allow a metered amount of oil to go to the particular place that it's sending it to. And they come in all different sizes, aught 1 and aught, depending on, you know, the orifice size. They are, most of these metering units do have some kind of material in there. I'm forgetting exactly what kind they are. In later years they upgraded that material so it didn't break down, but over time the oil kind of breaks down a little bit in these units and plugs up, and you know, the waxes develop, and it wouldn't surprise me if I have to get new metering units. But anyway, we'll check this out. We'll go from there. I'm going to clean this up for right now. I have found out, I've cleaned these up enough to where I know that these metering units here are 3/0. So I think I'm going to see if I can pick up 3 new ones of those. And so this is where the oil enters the manifold right here. And then it exits through these 3 meters. This one, and this one. This port here is completely open for no good reason. There is no way that this manifold can develop pressure to send oil down these lines. When this port is open right here, the oil is just going to run out of there. So we need to get, see these 2 plugs here? We need to get another plug to plug that. This is a special plug screw that has a taper on the end of it, and it goes down and it seats off on a taper down inside here. The same place that the metering unit, if you wanted to put one in there, that a metering unit would go in there. So I need to get one of these plugs, and I need to get 3 new metering units, and then I'll clean that out in the inside real good. And I would expect now that we can transfer oil up through this manifold to the next point of lubrication. So one step at a time. And some of you may ask why I don't try to clean these out and reuse them. I have had no success cleaning these out. The metering system is so fine inside here. I've tried running a drill through there, but there is material inside there that you run into, and again, no success. So I find it better just to replace these with fully functioning meter. Alright, I have to remove this screw right here because I have to get this lube line loose. And the reason I have to get this lubrication line loose is because I have to figure out a way to direct it down into this oil hole that goes down into this bronze nut. And the problem is here is this screw is stripped out. The head of it is stripped out. How to get that screw out? One way would be to drill the head off and then see if we could get a hold of the shank with pliers. And another way is to slot it. So I'm just trying to decide how to do that. To drill or not to drill, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows against a sea of troubles, we must remove this screw. No drilling this time. I'm going to slot it and use a screwdriver. And now I use my impact driver with a flat bladed screwdriver bit. And here's something for you hammer collectors. back in the mid-60s, there was a group of us apprentices that were down at the Studebaker plant in South Bend, Indiana, when they were liquidating the machinery, and we were moving some machinery that the company that we worked for had purchased. And I dug this out of the bottom of a crankshaft grinding machine. Its coolant tank still has the original handle on it. It's an artifact. Okay, so that does it for this one. And stay tuned for the surface grinder refurb part 5, it will be. And we'll see you then. Thanks.